And now, a dramatic reading from Britney Jean Spears. If I clapped my tits, could I make one pop like a balloon on Thursday? Tick tock, tick tock. I salute all bitches today, not with just my middle finger, but with my chest too. How do you spell chest? Is it chess or chest?
Thank you, Jessica. That was an Instagram post that our girl Brit posted with a picture of her jugs.
And the jugs look great.
They looked very nice.
And she can spell it chess or chest.
Whatever.
They're looking good.
It's your prerogative, Brit.
No one's posting like her, and she's doing it right.
She is posting like no other, and respect for her, because that's a way to get some attention.
And she's saying what we're all thinking.
That I don't know how to spell chess?
Yeah, and could I pop my tit on a Thursday like a balloon?
Could I? I probably could.
You know what? I feel like that is a general worry and concern you have had in your life. I feel like I've heard you utter that exact phrase. Like, what if I pop my tit like a balloon?
Don't want to pop a tit. I actually, I forgot who. Someone called in my life has called me DJ Titty Poppins. So I can relate to the tit poppin'.
I gotta say, I really didn't see that coming, but maybe you can take on this DJ persona.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, when you say Poppins, like, I imagine like Nanny 911, like you would dress like a full
Mary
nanny.
Poppins.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Mary Poppins.
Like, you're dressed as a very slutty Mary Poppins while you DJ.
I'm into that. Maybe that could be my act.
I think we just figured it all out. Like, let's get some local gigs lined
Titty
up.
Poppins. Slutty Mary Poppins DJ.
Now introducing DJ Titty Poppins.
I'm ready. Well, first of all, May the 4th be with you.
I know you're such a huge Star Wars fan. Have you ever seen a Star Wars?
I have, actually. I've seen the Star Wars.
Which one? The new ones?
I've seen the old and new.
Oh.
Even throwback to good old Natalie Portman as Queen Amidala. That's my favorite.
Yeah. An iconic look from her.
The makeup. Oof. I've tried to do that lip, let me tell you.
But I do remember seeing, like, when that run of Star Wars was happening, I saw, like, the last one in a theater, and I was in, like, Union Square in New York whenever that came out, and we went to the theater to go see it, and I remember people laughing out loud at how bad the dialogue was.
I do remember, what's his name?
Hayden
Christensen.
Damn, he still looks good too, but it's like,
yeah, he does look good, but that was a bit laughable. I remember that.
Yeah, but like, kudos, Carrie Fisher got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today for May the 4th.
That's great. That's nice. Something else to mention. It's sad. We're going to pour one out for our boy, Jerry Springer. Jerry. R.I.P. Can't believe we've lost a good one.
I mean, he pretty much raised our whole generation. So all of our parents owe him a lot of money.
And we've talked about wanting to go on the Jerry Springer show for years, and as well as Maury. And that kind of reminds me of quite a time in our life when we wanted to purchase a Cameo.
I mean, when don't I want to purchase a Cameo? That's the problem. I'm always advocating to buy Cameos and gift Cameos.
I want to receive Cameos.
Yeah, you were mentioning that earlier today. We got to get you a Cameo.
I haven't received one yet. So,
you know what? I'm upset because Gilbert Godfrey used to do them, and I definitely would have bought you one from him, but RIP, gone too soon. We lost him. We lost him before I could get a Cameo from him.
Oh, Iago.
Oh my God. I could have definitely had him give you like a whole Iago speech.
That's what I want. But anyway,
sorry.
We purchased a Cameo for our one listener, Gibla.
Our number one listener, Gibla.
When she was going through an exciting time with her partner, Nat. And there are going to be two moms. So we we didn't really think it through in detail, but we were like, oh, Jerry Springer's on there.
Yeah, we're all delirious. So we paid Jerry Springer to say Maury's catchphrase. And Jerry was a champ. He was great. He did it. No questions asked. It was a perfect cameo. And of course, we wrote him a whole thing to say. What we paid Jerry Springer to say was, the tests have just come in and the results say, you are the mothers.
And we also threw in some of our favorite phrases like hee-haw, yes.
Yeah, we made Jerry Springer say hee-haw, yes.
He had no fucking clue what he was saying.
He loved it. Shot it from whatever hotel room he was in.
He committed.
Prompt delivery. And I remember, didn't you like...
Right, he delivered her that same day.
But I think you paid extra to expedite it, didn't you?
I did. I expedited it because we wouldn't have it by the time we saw her. So he was in his hotel and sent it right away.
Thanks, Jerry. We love you. Miss
Love you.
Gone too soon. He really pulled through for us when we needed him.
I was impressed.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I think we gave him the highest rating on Cameo. We're like, would do again.
Oh, I wrote
Love
a review.
Jerry.
I wrote a full review.
Love you, Jer. Miss you, Jer.
Yeah, so that's a nice memory of Jerry.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of like one of the sadder bits of news recently.
Yeah. Well, in other distractions in our lives, there's plenty of movies and TV to keep us occupied.
I absolutely love when you start channeling Delilah.
Delilah.
Last time I left your house, the last time we recorded the podcast, I put on the radio and it was straight up Delilah. And I was like, this is a little too perfect.
Oh my God, meant to be. Love her. I'll do a Delilah impression till the break of dawn. It won't be good, but I'll do it. So movies. There is a new Dune, and that's coming out. When is that coming out?
Tune. I don't know.
Tune.
I think I want to say, is it July?
Summer.
I don't know the date. Whenever it's
summer.
on HBO, that's when you can catch
Yeah,
me. That's
exactly.
the release date for me.
But I hit the movie theaters, as you know.
I know. I got to get on your level.
I'm excited just straight up for Zendaya. I call her Zendaya for some reason, but it's really Zendaya. I'm captivated by her.
She's one of your obsessions. We know that, like, if someone really locks in for you, you will scroll to the bottom of their social media, work your way up to present day, do the wiki full dive,
and then go into their relationship history.
Yeah, find if they have a YouTube channel, watch all their YouTube.
Then watch child performances.
Well, that's your favorite. If they at any point were a child like prodigy,
Auditions.
the sickness.
So I did that with Zendaya because girl is a triple threat. Okay, so I watched Euphoria. Like, I think she's a good actress. I like her, and I like her personality. She's a Beyonce fan. She dances and is really funny. And
she performed at Coachella with Labyrinth.
Yes,
she came out.
Performed. She can sing. And she is actually a really strong dancer. She was on Dancing with the Stars and slayed it. So of course I watched her childhood performances and my jaw was on the floor. I'm like, God, I love Zendaya. And her and Tom Holland, I think, are so freaking cute.
Yeah, they are really cute. I like them.
I'm a fan.
What do you think for Tune that Austin Butler is a bald? What are you feeling about him being a bald?
I haven't seen visuals of that.
He looks like Voldemort.
Oh,
it's giving Ralph Fiennes.
I mean, I guess he's trying to show his range that he's not always hot. Does he look good as a bald?
No, he doesn't look good as a bald.
Well, that's an interesting one because usually he has a nice thick head of hair.
I know. And now that the Tune trailers are really playing a lot, that fucking song gets stuck in my head where they're just yelling and it's like, honey, no, cookie dough.
I couldn't recognize that, but
if you watch it for 1 second, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It sounds like someone's just screaming cookie dough at the end.
Cookie dough.
He's like, cookie dough.
I'm into that.
It's like the intense Dune music.
I go way back with cookie dough. You probably witnessed me in college. Freshman 20, I used to go to the late night, after a few drinks.
My former employer.
Well, to late night, but also just the Shaws. And I would just get the straight up raw cookie dough and then sit. I think I also got a gallon of milk. I sat down on the outside in front of Shaw's on the sidewalk and ate my raw cookie dough and milk. And friends were like, why are you sitting there?
Everyone's pointing at you. Low point. Low point.
Low point. I also would have like a tub of frosting and just like put my one finger in the frosting on the public bus. So fat kid stuff.
If I see someone fingering frosting on a public bus, I'm calling the fucking cops. I'm not doing that.
Something's up.
Yeah, something's up. If I look out of the corner of my eye and someone is like fingering a tub of
by
frosting.
some miracle, someone decided to marry me. So I
don't lose hope, everyone.
Yep, there's hope out there, you guys. So Tune is one.
Yeah.
And there's a rom-com that we're looking forward to. So
I love a good rom-com, and I feel like we're kind of going through a dry spell right now with rom-coms. We haven't had a good one. You know, we need one with the drama, with like the, you know, what we were getting with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like a kind of like, are the lead actors and actresses, like, even if it's a PR scam, like, yeah, build it up, like, give us something to look forward to.
With two wildly good-looking people, because Sydney Sweeney, she's another one of my girl crushes.
I was going to say, another one of your obsessions, shall we say.
She has nice curves. I enjoy them. And her and our boy Glenn, who I had no idea was in one of my favorite flicks.
Yeah, I love how we were talking about it and you're like, I don't know who he is. And I'm like, he's literally in your favorite movie that you were raving about recently. Made you wanted to join the Air Force.
Well, not really. But the new Top Gun, I was like emotional. I felt like invigorated and was like saluting in the theater.
Did not have that effect on me whatsoever, but it takes a lot to rouse like patriotism in me. So
I felt alive.
Yeah, you were crying. You got up. You were like, USA, USA.
I like people, you know, when everyone claps in the theater, I was like one of the loudest clappers.
I think it should be illegal. I think people's hands should be tied to the seats so they can't clap during.
But he was in it, and apparently they're maybe getting a little saucy off camera.
Yeah, they're giving us what we want. They're giving us full entertainment on and off camera. So a lot of people are suspecting that, you know, they're hooking up and it's more than them just filming a movie. And before this week, people are like, oh, you know, it's probably just PR, whatever. Like they're going to act cute and like touchy during any press thing or during filming to really sell this movie. But then this week, Glenn's girlfriend like did a cryptic post on Instagram, like starting a new life or whatever. Not that, but she was like turning a new page or something.
Oh.
And then I guess she like moved out of his place.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So that timing's interesting.
Yeah. So now people think something's going on.
Who is he dating?
It's funny because they have the same initials. I think is it Gigi Paris?
That sounds like a model or something.
Yeah, she's like model influencer. I honestly like she's not really on my radar. I don't know too much about her.
Well, Sydney's more important, so.
But Sydney's also engaged, so.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Who's she engaged to?
Some like weird older man who I guess is like an heir to some pizza thing.
Well, that's intriguing to me. Pizza heir.
You're like, oh, I can marry into a pizza family? Sign me up.
Mozzarella.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah. How do we dig and find out if they're actually a thing? We just have to wait.
I'm gonna call him right now and ask.
Let me call him up live.
What would happen if you just called Taylor up?
So yeah, I can't wait for the rom-com. Hopefully it's good. Cause like, I think I told you I think the last new one I watched was the Julia Roberts and George Clooney one, which
looked like a cash grab to me. It didn't look like it was just two people with name recognition showing up and reading anything off a script.
It wasn't like our 90s classics, like, you know, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Yeah, we need some good stuff. The people want it.
Like Never Been Kissed.
Yeah.
Like those are some of the best films.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we haven't had a good one in a minute.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. What's this movie called? Do you know?
No idea. I don't remember.
I have no idea, but
I think it's like Anyone But You. Because they play like, it's supposed to be like an enemies to lovers thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Which ideal trope. So let's see how it goes.
Can't wait. Well, moving on to TV. there's currently a strike.
Yeah, so tell me what you know about the strike.
I literally just know that there's currently a writer's strike. The writers are on strike. That's all I know.
Yeah, so they're striking mostly because when streaming came into play, like they don't really get residuals for streams. Like it's still a traditional pay structure, like based on if your show actually airs on TV versus if it airs in streaming. So like I think that they're obviously entitled to that. So it's stupid that the Hollywood execs are like still trying to nickel and dime them over content that they've created and written.
That's fucked up because like they work hard. It's great work.
Yeah.
And like I really respect writers because I'm a writer for a B2B company, but like to actually live the dream of writing like a Netflix show, that's what everyone really wants to do.
I know, but it's crazy to me too because like without writers, like you don't have anything to create. Like if you don't have a script, there's no directors, there's no producers, like you have nothing to even work from. So what's the point?
Crucial role.
Probably the most crucial part of it.
Yeah, they need to get paid. They deserve it.
And I love that, people are coming out and saying like that they'll still pay their staff even throughout the strike. At least Seth Meyers has, but I guess Jimmy Fallon is not. And I would think out of anyone in late night, he relies on his writers the most and it's still trash. So he should really be
he
paying
doesn't
them.
write that shit.
He can't do anything but break on camera and like laugh, do his fake laugh.
That is one of my pet peeves is how much he would always break, especially on SNL.
It's so annoying.
It ruined every skit.
And it sucked because I remember like initially I feel like everyone was into Jimmy Fallon and he was on SNL and he had that CD that came out.
Oh, I had it.
We all had it. Like that was a very
good
selling CD because we all fucking bought it.
He sang like 80s songs, right? It was like covers of mostly 80s.
I don't know if he did a lot of covers. I just remember the single he came out with.
Oh, I had a CD where he like
it was like comedy bits and then his single was on it.
What was his single?
'Cause I'm an idiot. And I'm your boyfriend. Yes, I am.
I probably know it.
I know what you want.
I think he had like a parody.
I know what you need.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
But I'm going to screw with her.
My brother and I used to like blast his parody CD with like Come on Eileen and like a bunch of like 80s songs.
It might be the same thing. I just like can't remember if that's on it. Maybe I would skip those tracks because I can't imagine I would be into Jimmy Fallon covering Come on Eileen.
I used to listen to it in the car on like family road trips.
Mom, turn off the mamas and the papas. We had to listen to Jimmy Fallon.
No, first my whole family would be in song and do rounds in all the like 7-part harmony of Mamas and Papas.
Yeah.
Then we'd turn on either an audiobook or Jimmy Fallon.
I love the idea of collectively listening to an audiobook.
We listened to The Hobbit, I remember.
It's a long one.
It was Bilbo Baggins. It was good. It was nice.
Bilbo.
Actually, quick story of Come on Eileen. Something I recently did.
Worried about where this is going.
Was my good old handyman that helps me out at home is in a band. And I actually finally went and saw him perform with his other fiddler. Then
you didn't tell me that was your handyman who was performing.
Sean, shout out. They come over all the time and they always talk about that they do gigs.
So wait, there's two. They're like a duo. I thought it was just one guy who's like your handyman.
He has like his own act, but once in a while, his friend Charlie, who's also worked on our deck outside, will do his fiddler performance, and he's actually really good. And they did like their finale was "Come on, Eileen," and everyone was like belting it. It was so great.
Did they play Devil Went Down to Georgia?
No, they played Dropkick Murphys.
Yep.
And like some, Boston song. They played like Pink Floyd. They played some good ones. I was into it.
Interesting.
So anyway, the writers are on strike. Jimmy Fallon needs help writing.
Jimmy Fallon, get out of here. Put one woman in late night. Sick of these men.
How do you feel about
Even Kimmel
Colbert?
pisses me off.
I used to like always think that Colbert's writers were really good.
Yeah, I like Colbert, and like Colbert at least is like well versed in like that whole world, and I feel like he's a good host. Mm-hmm. Do I find myself watching his show often? No.
Right,
Can't
same.
say it's driving me to watch it, but like it's okay.
Yeah.
I miss Conan with all my heart.
You're a Conan
I'm a
stan.
diehard Conan stan.
Do you listen to his podcast?
I haven't lately, but I used to listen to it.
Yeah, Gabe and I sometimes listen, and he's like, his shtick is like, he's like kind of mean to his staff.
To Sola, yeah, like
Yeah,
he's
Sola.
That's like they have a that's like kind of how their dynamic is.
Yeah, but he's funny. I still like his little beady eyes sometimes freak me out, but
Of course, you would say something like that because because why? Because Conan's a ginger, and we all know that you hold intense bias.
that is not true.
Yes, it is. It's tracking.
I love his hair. He has a great coif. And he's very tall guy. But yeah, he's an icon. In other amazing TV, I mean, our favorite, Succession.
Yeah, which I feel like we didn't touch on last time we were on the pod, and like a lot of shit has gone down in Succession.
Yeah, so spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Jenna, if you're listening, spoiler
Get
spoiler
outta
alert,
here.
don't listen.
We're saying it all. So Logan died.
R.I.P. L to the OG. I mean, I feel like the noise we actually want is
He's the OG. Yeah, like, and that episode was, I thought it was really good and interesting. And I did you watch the episode explanation?
No, I don't like the episode explanation with like Jesse Armstrong. No, I skipped that part.
Yeah. I watch, and like, so that episode was, I think it was filmed in like one long shot actually.
Yeah, that's what they kept saying.
Kinda like a play.
Well, the wedding part.
Yeah, when they're on the
when
boat.
they're all finding out and everything.
Yeah, and like, you feel like, did this actually happen? Is there going to be a twist? Like, I think it's really realistic of like how news like that unfolds, and then like how like a realistic reaction might be from characters like that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. But
No, I thought it was really good. And I like that, you know, we're kind of sticking with the HBO trope that if there's ever an episode that takes place around a wedding or is called like something's wedding, like something devastating and traumatic's probably going to happen.
The juxtaposition of celebration versus
No, I
misery.
think it's more of a misdirect. But
or that. I'm trying to be deep. So Logan died, and now the kids are dealing with it. And then
you excited that like Alexander Skarsgård's back
yes,
in the fold?
I was actually just gonna say, like, I love him. I mean, his character is such a douche, but he plays it. He's just the best.
And I love the episode where he came back where they all go to meet Mattson, and it's like, I liked all the weird jokes that were in there. How like when they're all talking in, I guess they're speaking Swedish, but they see Greg and like the only word you hear is Habsburg, and like, someone translated it and it's like they were calling Greg a Habsburg giant. Which like, I feel like, do you know the Habsburg family?
No,
they're horribly inbred. Oh. And like they're known for being like giants and they have like weird jaws, but they were like a noble family, so it was like rich inbred people.
That's amazing. Yeah. I like when during that scene when Greg like, tries to step in and like, you know, take over the moment from Tom, and he's like so nervous and just of course like doesn't quite land it, but he has an effort. I feel like he's trying to swoop in and be part of the like potential successor.
Well, yeah, that's been kind of Greg's whole thing, but I think people keep forgetting, like, and this is why I think Greg will still have a lot of moments to come in the season, is that like Greg knows everybody's secrets. Like he was the one that was supposed to get rid of all those documents about all the shit that went down in the cruise division.
He knows everything.
Like he secretly knows all the bad stuff that happened.
And I love when he was the one editing the video footage of Logan as like, you know.
Yeah. And I feel like that scene was really good too, because you kind of see Greg like leaning into being like more pushy to get what he wants. Like with the editor, he's like, you need to give me
he's like,
what
well,
I
this
want.
has to happen. And he did it.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like it worked.
Same with like when Tom made him fire.
Yes.
What's her name?
Yeah. What's her name? Carrie.
I call her Bangs. I always forget her name.
She's a weird one. But like, and then Kendall's presentation that he was like, I fucking nailed it. Like,
I really liked Kendall in the episode where they were at that retreat with Mattson, and Mattson was like, I'm just trying to make everyone fucking rich, and Kendall's just like, I'm already rich. Like he's so stone faced that it like works really well with all that stuff.
I love him, and like his method acting is really funny. And like, did you see what's Logan's real name?
I don't
the
know.
actor's name, but he was like, yeah, I don't do that. He, you know,
They kind of have like beef on the
he
side.
does. It works for him.
Exactly. Like anytime they're interviewed, I feel like Jeremy Strong and him always have a little
They have
something
different
to
approaches.
say.
Yeah, but I think they both respect each other as actors, and I love that show. And then Roman was like getting so pissed on the mountain. That scene.
Roman needs a therapist ASAP.
I know.
Yeah.
He's not well.
I know. That was all like intentional too, to like fuck with them, because obviously like
Yeah.
Mattson takes the helicopter back. He's like, all right, have fun taking your stupid little like gondola
Yeah.
back and forth down the mountain.
Right. And then like he calls and he like gives him the huge number.
And
Which
Which like, thanks Shiv.
yeah, what do you think is going to happen with like him and Shiv having this inside relationship?
I don't know. It'll probably come back to bite Shiv in the ass, because unfortunately
The
that's
big ass.
yeah, and her big beautiful ass, because unfortunately I feel like that's typically how things go, but I still can't tell.
I don't know. So, and then do you think there's sexual tension, or what do you think about her and Tom?
I love her and Tom's dynamic, but
Me too.
only because it's so fucking weird.
The biting?
Yeah, like let's play bitey. Like they're both such little freaks, but
I
like
love it.
they understand each other about it. And
I want
now,
them to be together.
of course. And now I can't stop saying barnacle meat.
That was so good. I'm
Like-
gonna bite it like barnacle meat.
Tom's lines are always like so good to me. Like they kill me. They're so good.
I like how Tom's evolving too, because he's more like, I feel like he's stoic.
Yeah. And I can't tell if he's like, I want to say he's been acting so ridiculously nice towards Shiv because of everything that happened with Logan and like Logan's passing. But I also feel like, I don't know. Like, do you think he's completely clueless about her pregnancy? Like he has no idea, no inkling that she's pregnant?
I don't think he knows.
Yeah. That's kind of what I think.
Is she gonna have the baby, you think?
I don't know. And people are trying to hate on her, but I'm about like the scenes where she was drinking and stuff. But when you look, like, I don't really think she was drinking, and like she didn't do drugs. She was just
she probably
holding
had
it.
like a few sips or something.
Yeah. Like I think, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. I get so excited every Sunday because that's just such a good show. I'll be really sad when it's over because it's the last season.
Of course.
I'll be
So
devastated.
as of now, who do you think's gonna come out on top? Who's gonna be like the number one successor?
I'm still voting on Greg. I don't like,
Yeah.
probably not, but that would be great if that happened.
I know.
Somehow.
So we'll see.
But like, it could be none of them. It could be Kendall. I really don't know. I do not think it's going to be Roman.
No, I don't think it's gonna be Roman either.
I don't think it's going to end up being Shiv.
Yeah, I don't know about Shiv.
It's tough. It could go anyway, which is when you know a show's good. It's kind of like White Lotus. Like anything could happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, in the same vein of the grandiose Succession wedding, there's another wedding you really want to touch on. Another obsession I think we're adding to the list.
oh yeah, I went deep on this one. And it's so funny how TikTok just immediately serves you up
Well, that
what
and like,
you're
yeah,
scrolling on.
the algorithm's really good because it can sense when you're like lingering for
Yes.
longer on a video, and then it starts pushing more of that content
So
to
that's
you.
all I've gotten is Sofia Richie's wedding
Uh-huh.
to Elliot, what's his name? The basically royal
Elliot Richman,
rich man. And obviously she's rich too. And
but not I think anywhere in
not
on
to
like
that
his level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a royal wedding. Like
This is the wedding that Nicola Peltz Beckham thought she was gonna have.
and that Kourtney Kardashian wanted.
Yeah, her too. She's jealous too.
Kris Kardashian is probably absolutely batshit right now.
I didn't watch Courtney's wedding special, but it looked
neither.
like shit. And those two are so boring to me. Like, I hope they have a nice life, but like, they don't make good TV.
I just thought like the whole thing was tacky. But Sophia's wedding, on the other hand, was like chef's kiss because it was just elegant. She invited the most upper class people. Like, did you?
Paris Hilton.
No, like literally like heirs of royalty. Those were like all the guests.
I don't really care.
I mean, I don't care about that, but that's what she did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those people are probably related to like her husband because I feel like
Yeah.
he's kind of in that world.
But I think like there was PR moves throughout this, and it was like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
positioning. So like back up a bit. Sophia had dated Scott Disick,
Of course.
and she's come so far since then. Now she's like actually really happy, and her team is killing it because like I was impressed with like kind of like the live coverage of this whole thing. Like she usually like what I've seen lately and like what celebrities have been doing is like giving you like more curated recaps of like their outfits and the whole experience afterwards. But she was giving everyone a look during it. She was like, I'm getting ready.
I don't know if that most celebrities do get ready with me videos. I don't think that's.
But during a wedding, during her big wedding.
Well, she was also like, there was a lot of marketing, like you said, involved in this. Like she's a spokesperson for Nude Sticks. Yeah. And that was like half the makeup she used in the Get Ready With Me videos.
It was done really well, is what I'm saying. Like
she has a good personality for that though. Cause like the way she was doing it, it felt really personal and it didn't feel like she was trying to sell you products, which is like ideal when you're watching those videos. You don't want to feel like they're actually selling to you. And that's what it felt like.
And like she just rebranded her whole like identity, I feel, with all the fashion looks. Like it was on point. So like,
and she seemed like really laid back and relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even the honeymoon, you get glimpses, you get looks into what they're doing on that, like what she's wearing on the honeymoon. Like I was in heaven.
Like, I'm up to date.
And like I never really like cared or followed her at all. I actually am a big fan of her sister Nicole.
Well, love Nicole forever.
Actually, I'm gonna just say my Hess Express. It's coming.
Long one.
My Hess Express is how hilarious Nicole Richie is.
Always so funny. Love her.
Because like obviously we all watch The Simple Life.
Yeah.
And with Paris. And
I'm due for a rewatch of The Simple Life.
We should watch the whole thing together. And did you ever watch her other reality show? I actually watched that with Gibla. It was so funny.
The one she had on VH1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
And then I like, of course, was on like seeing clips recently of her. I think it was like an MTV, like it wasn't Cribs, but it was like some.
I think I saw that, and it was like some house tour, but it wasn't like
her
AD.
relaxing night in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's hilarious. I love her so much.
She's just like really funny too, without trying. And
yeah.
I like Nicole Richie.
She's great.
She's speaking of people who completely rebranded and have come a long way. Nicole Richie.
Yes.
Because like in the heyday after like Simple Life.
Yeah.
She her and Paris were always in the news for doing like insane things, but I feel like Nicole's drug use was a lot worse than Paris at that point.
Yeah.
And she also had that infamous email inviting people to a party, and she was like, a scale will be out front. If anyone weighs more than 98 pounds, they will not be allowed into the party.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like Nicole did a lot of shit back in the day, but now she's completely rebranded herself too.
And she's married to Good Charlotte.
I like how you just say Good Charlotte. Which brother is she married to?
What's his name? Joel? Am I right?
Yeah, she's married to Joel.
Hell yeah.
Because Cameron Diaz is married to the other one, Benji.
Yes. And so another great thing about the wedding was when they performed at the after party and like Sophia was just jumping up and down in her ponytail and bare feet and like they were thriving.
And it was interesting too, like of course Good Charlotte was playing Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous, and it was everyone there was like an heir or an heiress. Like,
couldn't be better.
Yeah.
Loved it. So great wedding. Moving on to another royal event, the Met Gala. First Monday in May, baby, just happened.
I know last time we were recording, I kept being like, first weekend in May? Like I was just blacking out. I'm like, Monday. Okay, Monday in May.
Monday. I'm going to start with, first of all, the Kardashians they weren't invited at first, right? But then they all got their invites.
That's all conjecture. People always say like this person's not invited, but like no one really knows that information.
I just think it's funny
invited the whole time because that kind of shit takes like forever for them to plan and like get ready. Like with what Kim was wearing, like that's not like a one-day turnaround thing.
Well, I saw this funny clip that was like someone impersonating them, and it was like Kim being like, oh, well, I'm planning my look 6 months in advance, but like I haven't gotten my invite yet. And Kendall was like, oh yeah, I got mine like a year ago. Like it was just like Kim freaking out.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But what do you think about their looks?
I didn't want to start talking with them, but
let's kick it off with them.
So Kim's look I liked. That was also Schiaparelli, which you know I love.
I liked her look
but
too.
I didn't like love it. But here's the main question. Do we think she was harking back to her Playboy shoot?
Yes. Yes.
Because
that's why I liked it.
We know Kim, and Kim probably saw the parallels there, and it was intentional.
That's the first thing that came to my mind, because that was one of my favorites.
Well, of course. That's where, you're doing great, sweetie. We all iconically watched that episode.
I think that's like the first time I like really was drawn to Kim was when she wore the pearls in that shoot.
Yeah. She was like, I can't be fully naked. So they gave her like a string of pearls to hold over
your nip and then you're fine.
Yeah, your butt's covered, Kim. We put pearls on it.
No, I liked the outfit, and like for all of the Kardashians, they were not as over the top as I thought they would be.
Yeah. And I think with Kim, at least, like, I don't know. I don't think it was appropriate to bring North there, because North was there for a minute. And I'm
she
like,
left her out.
Yeah, she was like waiting near security. And it's like, I get that you want your kids to experience things, but like, don't bring them to adult events.
Well, because I saw like North was just like on the street, like alone,
I saw that too. But
overwhelmed.
People were saying that like Kim was on the other side of the car posing for pictures, but still, it's like she's still very young, and like she wasn't with anyone like adults she knew. She was just with like a security team.
Yeah, it probably wasn't fun for her at all.
And I just don't think like that's a party for like rich adults. Like I can't imagine that's a good environment for like a kid to be in.
She probably has been in a lot of those similar environments,
but that doesn't mean it's a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing.
I don't know. So that felt kind of weird. What did you feel about Kylie's dress? Because when I initially saw it, I didn't realize that like, the blue coat thing that she had, like when she took it off, it turned into her train.
Oh, I liked that.
Yeah, I liked that concept of it, but in the way it was photographed, you couldn't tell that in every shot. And I feel like that adds a whole nother layer to the
I feel like she didn't bring it down into a train until like later on.
Yeah. She didn't do like the full reveal, and like it was weird.
It's because like this whole thing is all about timing too on the stairs to get the shots. And hers was late because like she was coming in, and I think she like held it up. She was holding it up, but then she finally let it down, which I liked it a lot better with the train. I thought it was just more interesting.
I liked that it was, had like a dual purpose as a coat, and then the train like that gave it an added level. But I saw a joke of just the red dress itself. Someone was like, this looks like an evening dress under $200 from Revolve. And I was like, it does. It does. I mean,
I liked the color red that it was. And like, it was, it seemed like it was well constructed.
Yeah.
But it didn't look like anything special.
And they were saying that like, the coat aspect of it was supposed to be a nod to Andre Leon Talley, because he passed away last year.
Oh yeah.
But like, I don't know if that was her true intention. I don't know if I'm giving her too much credit for that.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
What about Kenny?
Well, Kendall was obviously channeling Karl.
I liked hers.
It was like a goth take on Karl Lagerfeld almost.
Her boots were good.
The boots were interesting.
They're huge.
The tail was interesting. It was an interesting look overall, and it just wasn't something I would have expected from her. So I think that was nice to see something different.
And I just like when someone just rocks a leotard.
Well, of course you do.
Because that's what I did at my bachelorette.
You're like, oh,
just a leotard and boots.
She stole my look. Bitch stole
my look. Stole my look.
And then what do you think of Dua's look?
So like I screenshotted some of my favorites, and Dua was one of those people. Like she was like a classy Snow White.
I really loved the dress, and that was a dress that Karl had designed. It was like pulled from whatever Chanel collection that was. My only thing is like for Met Gala and like for any big event, it's like the outfit starts at the top of your head. I feel like her
she had
hair,
nothing.
Yeah, it was giving nothing. And like the way that dress was originally presented on the runway,
with Claudia Schiffer.
She was wearing a little hat.
I know.
And I thought the little hat was so cool. It's like and if Dua didn't even want to wear that hat, she could have done something else. But
I thought that too, actually. I was like, oh, like I obviously love her hair. Like I always try to make my hair look like hers. But that was it. Like she could have definitely had a little something on the top.
And I get like she had the giant necklace, but it felt like
that was pretty.
The necklace and the dress and the hair, it didn't feel like it was cohesive for me. It just felt like something was off.
Maybe she was trying not to be too costumey or something. I don't know. But
with that rock in between your tits, you're trying not to be too costumey. Dressed as a milkmaiden.
I actually really love a milkmaiden look.
I like a milkmaiden style cut. Like I loved like the corset part of her dress and how it like bowed out at the hips, but I feel like she could have done a little more.
Yeah, I agree. And did you see footage of Penelope Cruz like stroking her hair?
Yeah. I love Penelope Cruz. I I liked like the cape, the little cape of her dress, but I feel like I didn't love the color. It was like bright white. And I don't know if I was feeling
there like
it.
a hint of blue? Like
Maybe. I don't know though.
I think there was like a little periwinkle blue in there.
It's a little periwinkle.
But I love a Mother Mary look.
Of course.
She looked great.
I know she always looks great because her and Dua, I think, were co-chairs too for this Met Gala. That was another thing. I'm like, Dua, you're a co-chair. Like, I'm expecting a Blake Lively level look here.
But I still enjoyed the dress.
Yeah, I liked it.
Who else did you like?
Well, there was a lot of people I liked. I love the Schiaparelli girls. So I loved Michelle Cole. She was another co-chair. She looked fucking great.
She looked great.
And I also kind of like the people who wore Schiaparelli because obviously like Karl Lagerfeld, he's notorious for working with Chanel, and he has notoriously said like racist things, fatphobic things.
Yeah, he has.
He's not exactly someone you want to champion for.
And isn't his cat like a annoying cat too?
I've never met. He's just upset with his cat and left the cat everything, Choupette. So that's why people dressed up as Choupette.
Well, Kim Kardashian was like notoriously hating the cat.
I don't know if I trust her because she seems like an animal hater.
That's true.
I think she hates all animals.
So Choupette.
But yeah, I love the people who wore Schiaparelli because it's kind of a diss to Chanel because Coco Chanel and Elsa Schiaparelli were enemies. True. So that was really fun. So I kind of liked those people who didn't wear Chanel.
Okay. Well, Cardi was rocking Chanel proudly.
Yeah. Ashley Graham's outfit.
Yeah.
Didn't love only because it looked so similar to Cardi B's like Mugler dress that she wore not that long ago.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Like they looked very, very similar.
I mean, I thought it looked really good on Ashley's body because the shape was perfect for her. And I like the pink and black retro look.
But it's funny, like the colors and even like kind of the shape of it. It was very, very similar to the dress Cardi's worn.
Well, at least Ashley's butt's real.
Do we know that?
Maybe not. Who knows?
But obviously, I think one of my number one looks. So I think 1 and 2, it's going to be like Michelle Cole. And then got to talk about Anne Hathaway in Versace. She's one of my top. So
Versace.
Good. And like, this is one of, like, I love that, like I said, like she was dressed head to toe. Like she had the hair was serving like mob wife. And then her dress was very much like a nod to Chanel.
The messy teased hair. Mm-hmm. She looked banging.
I also loved, like she was holding a coat that went with it, but I never saw her wearing the coat. I would have liked to see like the whole thing with the coat too, but...
I didn't even see the coat at all.
Yeah, she was like holding it, but I don't think we ever saw her in the coat at any point.
Well, it looked good without it too.
Because it was the same kind of like Chanel tweed material and like the classic Chanel tweed style like suit coat. Mm-hmm.
But and then just held together with pins.
Well, no.
The dress was.
Yeah, the dress, but the jacket wasn't.
I'll just give you a really quick... I have 3 categories in my list.
Well, why don't we bring up your category and then we can talk about each.
Okay, well, because I had sexy... cool and iconic.
Oh God. Here we go.
Sexy. I mean, we already talked about Dua. I always think she's sexy. Her dress wasn't like really sexy, but she's still sexy. My girl Selma. I liked the people that wore bright red. Like I feel
like you're just drawn to red because you're a brunette.
I love a gem tone. I love wearing red myself. Mm-hmm. Like Pedro Pascal looked great in red,
showing off those knees,
showing a little leg. But Salma Hayek, that had a great train, a nice, beautiful red train. And then I'm a fan of nice cleave. So we have Emrata. I did not love the flapper style dress.
Like Emrata's look at all.
I liked her bangs and I liked her, like how she, like how her body looked, but I didn't love the dress.
Right, getting a little objectify here, but all right.
And I actually feel the same way about Sydney Sweeney because I
didn't love her look either.
No, because like the muted, like mauve,
and it feels really forgettable to me too. Like I can't even remember.
I do like Miu Miu, which she was wearing. Mm-hmm. But the Miu Miu that I really liked, which is in my cool category, was Emma. I liked Emma Chamberlain's look.
I didn't love her look either.
I liked the blue, and I thought her makeup was amazing. Mm. And
the middle part looked like cheap, though.
Really?
It didn't look well tailored to me. Like it didn't look finished.
The middle part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you rock a nice middle part.
You're talking about my hair? I'm talking about the middle part of her outfit.
Oh my God. I
the
literally
silvery middle part of her outfit. I'm not talking about her hair.
I was like, really? I thought it was a pretty slick middle part.
No. Do you remember what she was wearing? It was the blue suit with like the silvery thing in the middle.
The midsection was kind of
whack.
Yeah, but I liked the color of the suit.
I'm being a little mean too because I miss Joan Rivers and I miss people actually saying what they feel. Because now on all red carpet footage, it's like, slay, you look so good. And it's
With
like,
Jonathan.
They actually don't look good. Yeah.
Well, give your Joan take of someone you didn't like.
Get a good Joan voice going, but I didn't. I gotta say, Emma Chamberlain. I gotta work on my Joan voice. This is not good at all.
Emma Chamberlain. That was bad.
That was real bad. But it's like, Emma Chamberlain, what are you wearing? Is that fishnet? Is that a fisherman's net in between your suit pieces? Like, wasn't feeling it.
Okay. Well, let me see. On my cool list I thought Jessica Chastain looked nice in black.
I liked her look, and it did feel very Karl Lagerfeld to me to have like, bleach blonde, those style glasses, and like a black cut dress like that. I feel like she was very on theme. So yeah, I was into her look.
She looked great. Also on my cool list is Usher.
I mean,
he had gloves. He had the glasses.
Yeah. Well, that's another nod to Karl. Like there were a lot of people dressed as Karl. And I will say for this Met Gala, I'm really, really happy that like menswear actually stepped up. Like we actually had men in like outfits on theme, not just a boring tux.
A lot of the men looked really great.
So wait, what were your favorite men? Because I have favorite male looks.
I don't remember all of them. Usher was on there. And so this is a duo, including a man. And it's also my crush of the week. Robert Pattinson and Suki Waterhouse.
You're just into them as a couple, but
I thought he looked great. I liked his wide leg.
No, but like out of all of the menswear look, his was not my favorite.
No.
And he's a weirder dude, so I would have expected more from him and for him to take a bigger risk. For Suki, I loved her makeup.
Yes.
I loved that the makeup like went perfectly with the dress. Her dress was okay, but also like wasn't really doing it for me, but I thought she looked good.
It was pretty and like, you're right. I just love them as a couple.
You just love them as a couple. You're just standing them regardless of what they're wearing.
Who are the men that you liked though?
So I think number one for menswear, I'm going Brian Tyree Henry. He looked like it was giving like Henry VIII regalness. He had like a big fluffy black.
That's
like,
the one I was trying to think of, but I didn't know his name.
His was great. Loved his look. And it's funny because him and Diddy came in very similar looks.
Diddy. Yes, Diddy.
But and then I think my second menswear, there were a few. I'm trying to remember. There was one guy dressed as like a Chanel bride and he was great. He killed it. I'm so sorry because I can't think of his name. And then I liked Taika Waititi's look too.
What was that look?
He was wearing like wide pants and then it was like a suit jacket like on top, but then it was draped down almost like a cape and it was open in the middle.
Okay, I have to look back at that photo, but
yeah. And then I liked Ki Hai Kwan, our favorite. He like went full Karl too. Like a lot of the people were wearing the Karl gloves and like doing the Karl tie, like very much channeling Karl Lagerfeld.
Yeah, I liked the people that did that.
I think my favorite person who was channeling Karl though was Tiana Taylor. Her
look was
great.
Tom Brown.
Yeah, and kudos to her, like Met Gala carpet, not easy to do all those stairs. And you saw her like jumping. She jumped up each step. And if anyone could do it, it's her. Like she's a goddamn athlete. But
Girls from Harlem, she's not messing around.
No, but she's always like in the gym. Like, hello?
Oh,
remember
she's
the
ripped.
fade video? Like,
I'll never forget that video.
She is cut in everywhere you could be cut. Like,
and she just seemed like she had a great night at the after party. Like she was thriving.
Yes. And I loved her with her Chick-fil-A. She's like, I know this gala won't have food. I'm ordering my own food. Like, I love that energy.
That's the move. Like, just to bring your own Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
And you know who else I loved? I'm trying to think if we forgot anyone else, but I forgot that we didn't mention Giselle.
Well, these are my iconics, okay? My iconics are Doja Cat, Janelle Monáe, Giselle, and Naomi Campbell I liked too. I don't know if you loved her, but
I mean, I wasn't really feeling Naomi too much.
I thought she just looked great.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is she always looks great though. Like she's never going to look bad.
Giselle was unbelievable.
Giselle? Sorry, Tom Brady, you made the worst decision of your fucking life.
She's glowing.
She's glowing. She looks great. She's thriving.
Just flailing around that those feathers.
Yeah. And I didn't like love her look, but I liked that it was
She looks like a Victoria's Secret angel, though.
Well, the thing is, like, that was a callback too. That was something she had worn, and like it was styled like years ago that she brought back for the Met Gala because it was Carl related.
So those, I think those are the tops for me. Doja Cat, like to be an actual cat.
I love Doja Cat as like Choupette better than
just meowing away.
Honestly, like the artisanship that went into Jared Leto's cat costume is great, but I just wish it was anyone else but him inside that suit. I hate him.
I did not enjoy that moment when he was in the suit.
He's just like a showboater, and I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop on like his cult allegations. Like I feel like a dark cloud is hanging over him, and something's gonna break soon.
I don't know about him because like I
don't know about him.
I don't know. I enjoy his acting, but he's something else.
I get a bad vibe off him. I don't think it's good. Yeah, something's up with him. Put him on a like wouldn't trust him alone in a room category. And I have met him.
Wait, you met him?
Yeah.
When?
Meet and greet, obviously.
Where?
This is going to get really interesting. So the Meadowlands, when I went to go to Bamboozle,
oh my God,
which I think was canceled this year due to scamming allegations. Of course, 30 Seconds to Mars was playing there. So me and my friend Katie were like, guess we got to go meet Jared Leto. Like, how could we not? So we got in line to go fucking talk to him.
What did you say? Do you remember?
I don't know. He like signed something. I was like, all right, okay, thanks. Bye.
I forgot he was in a band.
I mean, I wish I could forget.
Good times.
Oh my God.
Well, we did not mention our beloved Bravo in our TV update, but we tend to end with it.
We leave Bravo in its own special section separate from the premium television that
yes,
we're watching.
This is high television.
Yeah, I mean, Bravo is its own beautiful high on a tower category of iconic television, and we're finally getting to the juicy meat.
This is what I've been waiting for. Is Scandival is actually happening now. So we both watched live yesterday. How do you feel watching this unfold?
Feeling unreal. Like based on the episode last night, I knew Lala's a really good read on people. And her and James watching them like put it together, and Lala's like, something's going on with Sandoval and Raquel. Like something's fishy there. Something's in the water. Yeah, I'm all for it. And I can't.
It's so cringy and like, I feel like terrible watching it because Raquel is, making Ariana believe that she's one of her closest friends, and Ariana's praising her, and like, it's just really messed up that they're lying to everyone's face.
It's just like, it makes me feel ill just watching Ariana constantly go to bat for this fucking troll. Dude, she's always like, even the little tiff she was getting in with Katie this week, and Katie was like, listen, like, I'm telling you, like, something's up, like Katie something's weird. And Ariana's like, no, it's not like that. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, this Bambi-eyed bitch is fucking your boyfriend in your house.
Oof. When your grandmother died.
Yeah, when you're going to your grandma's funeral.
And just the fact that he got caught to lying about not leaving the party.
It's funny, like he got caught in so many lies last episode. Like he was talking about, he's like, oh, Raquel dipped, and then she came in my room, and he's like, I mean the guest room. And it's like, yo, you're exposing yourself on every level.
It's so dumb.
Anyway, hate him. Can't wait to see his true downfall come. And next week's episode looks great.
Because Ariana's screaming her damn head off.
Well, that and Katie's yelling at Raquel, like, get the fuck out of here.
Because honestly, like I've told you, like in the past, Katie has annoyed me when she's like kind of always like stirring things up. But she's actually right. Like she's a good judge of character in this scenario.
Yeah, good judge of character in this world. Maybe bad judge of character picking a new boyfriend. I'm sorry, but like Satchel. And the thing is, she was bragging about like, oh, I'm dating a younger man, and I'm like, yeah, your man looks 14, and like you need to go drop him off at a LARPing competition. Like, get out of here.
What is his hair like? I just don't understand.
I mean, I get that he seems very like meek, which is probably something she's looking for after dealing with Tom Schwartz for years, like a chaos generator. And like, yeah, this guy's probably nice and like says nice, loving things to her, but like
maybe the sex is good.
He's giving me wet blanket. Like
it's giving me like fucking romance novel.
It's also giving me like a predator. Like he looks very young to me, and he wore socks.
She's a predator.
And he wore socks to the beach. So I'm going to judge him.
Oh man, I didn't even notice. Was it like socks and sandals?
It was like socks and Vans, and he's just kicking the sand, like didn't take them off walking to the beach.
Oh no.
These are my like Jerry Seinfeld level icks that I get about people. Like,
the socks
can you
on the
believe
beach.
you wear socks to the beach? I broke up with them.
Can you believe?
Yeah, so that's how I feel. And just watching him like sit next to fucking the Don, I'm like, what a
The Don.
I'm like, who are these people?
What a cast of characters those girls have brought together.
Watching them all watch James like yell at Schwartz. I'm like, what is this?
Throw the drink. Oh my God.
I know, but if anyone deserves a drink thrown in their face, it's Tom Schwartz. Like he dumped a whole beer on Katie's head previous seasons.
That was so
like,
mean.
Like he's done a lot of nasty shit, so it's kind of nice seeing his karmic debt come
He
into
was
play.
being really mean to Lala that day too.
Yeah, he yelled at her in the restaurant and she went off on him, rightly so. Because she's right. She's like, you can't even open your bar.
Yeah, she has a business and he's like, ooh, like making fun of her Botox and stuff. Like he went too far.
Well, it's also like he was grasping for straws. You could tell he
Yeah.
didn't have a leg to stand on, so that's what people do. Then they attack your appearance. They're like, oh, I don't have anything I can actually yell at you about.
Pretty dumb.
Oh my God, Raquel last episode too, and she was like, well, I aged out of pageants and I'll never have my dream of being Miss California, and I can't be a role model to girls and women.
Like even if she was still in pageants, I don't think she would have won, and she would not have been a role model.
that, and like,
Sorry.
she was in pageants for a while, and did she? I don't
She
think,
didn't place.
Yeah, like, sorry, girl, you didn't make it. Take it for what it is. And now she's like, oh, I don't have to worry about being a good role model. Like,
Okay, off the hook. You don't have to be a role model.
So you're gonna go destroy your friend group's lives? Like, okay, girl.
I guess I'll be a terrible person instead.
Well, I can't be Miss California, so I guess I'll be a horrible bitch instead.
Guess I'll backstab one of my close friends.
Because that was another juicy tidbit too. People were like, Sandoval went to like her last pageant.
What?
And was like there alone, like cheering her on.
And didn't she go home with him for Christmas?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Oh God.
But it's so gross too in that preview that's coming up, and she's like, she's like with Sandoval, and she's like, I didn't think it would be like this. We didn't make this with
Well,
me."
what'd you think was gonna happen?
I don't think the girl thinks.
Lala was like, she's just a really dumb demon.
Yeah, and you know what? Fairly accurate. Yeah,
I think that's true.
yeah, I'm into it.
Sorry, Rachel. Like, not sorry.
Kick rocks, Rachel. And then her yelling at James, like, how could you say that about Richella? Like, you
Richella.
regret it. And it's like, why wouldn't he regret it?
Yeah, he didn't want to marry you.
You guys didn't get married.
I would regret if, I had a proposal, an engagement, and then we didn't get married. That sucks.
And I feel like you're allowed to regret that. It didn't work out the way you wanted it to.
Some things you regret.
I don't know about Raquel needs to get out of here. Imagine too, like James like brought this girl in. He thought she was going to get married, and they broke up, and now she's still hanging out with all his friends, causing drama with all of them.
Why does that always
I'd be
happen
like,
in that group?
Get the hell out of here. Well, she wants to be on the show.
Yeah,
I feel like
this is her desperate way to still be on.
She lost pageants, so she's like, I need to keep staying on Vanderpump Rules. What can I do?
Latch on to dumb old Sandoval.
I think she had a threesome with both the Toms, to be honest.
I could see that.
night she
In the hot
slept
tub?
over or whatever. Yeah, I think when they were at Sandoval's house, I think something weird went down between the three of them.
They got real fucked up. She rolled into work an hour and a half late.
And like, the thing is, like, she's clearly lying to everyone, but like, you couldn't lie to Lisa Vanderpump.
I know, she just like tells the real story to her boss.
I wonder like if that's intentional too. I wonder like if she was trying to give Sandoval an ultimatum of like, you say you're going to be with me, but you're keeping me a secret. So maybe that's why Raquel started like saying the truth about where she was and stuff.
Maybe.
It feels weird. Because
whole
like, yeah,
thing's
why
weird.
wouldn't you lie to your boss?
Yeah.
You could
in
literally
front of all
say-
your coworkers.
You could literally say anything about why you're late.
She's like, well, I was raging into the night with the two Toms in the hot tub.
And then Ken
I
had to
slept
deliver.
over.
Ken had to deliver his line.
Ken.
Did you hear that Raquel slept at Sandoval's?
Can you believe that, Raquel?
He comes in so excited and he looks at Lisa like, did I get my line right?
And she's like, good job.
Ken, see you later.
He
said it in
waddles
front
out.
of Katie. Yeah, he waddles out with a half-dead dog under his arm.
That was my favorite scene.
They're like, yeah, I feel like Lisa was like, do you have something we can do with Ken? Like, can Ken deliver
He had
some
his
line?
moment.
Ken needs his moment.
I loved it.
Like, what can we do to get Ken in here?
Well, we will stay tuned as that continues to unfold and we see Ariana find out what's really happening.
Which, because even this, like the episode that came on last night was so dark too. She's like, it's been such a hard year. I lost my dog. I lost my grandma. Like,
she's like, I'm not doing well.
And then when this whole thing gets revealed, like, I'm happy to see her yelling, and I hope she gets to speak her piece to Raquel and really be like.
I hope she gets to unleash.
Yeah, I hope everyone gets to unleash on both of them. I want to see Sandoval crying. Like, I hate him.
Unleashed.
Leonard.
Unleashed. So yeah, I agree with you. Real quick, can you just tell me what your Hess Express is this week?
Oh yeah, my Hess Express this week is one of our number one girls in the group, Missy Elliott, is going to be the first female raptor. I said raptor.
Raptor.
First female. Oh, here's Hess Express. She's going to be the first female rapper inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Whoop whoop.
I love you, Missy.
Love you, Missy. To bring the show out, should we just break into a Missy song? Is it worth it?
That's
a good one.
How good is it? I picked the one with no words. I picked the no word lyric part.
Well, anyway, thanks for stopping by and stay safe out there.
Over and out.